Okay, everybody. Well, had a little bit of a nap, and so I want to do a video before I go back to other things. There's a new feature in slope charts I need to spend some time testing, so wanted to get some content out there to give myself permission to do that. So, what a market we've got on our hands here. The world kind of changed as of February 19, which is where I'm touching up here. On February 19, we were at 62.16. And in the span of not even 2 months, we've gone from an SP that begins with a 6 to an SP that begins with a 4 at one point. And in these days here, if we remember, here we're in November, December and January and February. I mean, it was really dull. Really dull. And I would spend a lot of that era showing long-term, over a span of a century, valuations to try to drive home just how insanely overvalued things were, which probably got boring after a while, but I just got hammering it home and hammering it home and hammering it home that this is not normal, this is not right. And, as of here, where I'm pointing, there was every valid reason to think that this thing was just going to cut right higher and go to 7,000, which is where people like Tom Lee, felt it was going to go. Every valid reason for that. But for whatever reason, on February 19, that was the end. And we began, and it felt really great at first because we hadn't seen anything like this in a while. We began the weeks of falling. And now in retrospect, we can recognize this as wave 1. And that ended on the 13th. And then we began wave 2. And that was, I know I've talked about this endlessly, but that's when I sort of laid out, how long we got to endure this. And, I figured it'd be a couple of weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks. And indeed, I think a couple of weeks passed, and we had to endure that wave 2 bounce. Not long, from the 13th to the 25th of March. Then we began wave 3. And our that moved in sort of in this 1, 2, 3, 4. And my friends in Gainesville, Elliot wave guys, they would actually say that we're still very much in wave 3 right now, and that, good Lord, I mean, they're the experts, not me. But in any case, we hit a bottom during the mayhem that took place on Sunday, pretty much at the open, near the open, and we're engaged in some very wild trading here with tremendously wide swings. This is obviously not slope charts. I'm a little less familiar with it, but we went from a situation in which we were, small ranges, low volatility. I mean, look at these ranges here. Look how tiny. I mean, just imagine that. Look at that. The entire range on days like this. I mean, look at this. From the high to the low, the entire day was like a 25-point range. The entire day. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And then everything changed. And then you got these incredible ranges here. I mean, look at this beast right here. In a single day, about a 400-point range. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by life here. But, the thing is, recently, especially in the past, so, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of 7 days of mayhem here, which has been merciless and has demanded, oh God, the microphone's constant attention. And I'll just pause here. This is like a slice of life because anybody who knows my personality at all knows that I'm completely anal and hung up, and basically, there's a scene in my novel which the guy's literally going to be getting on a rocket ship, but he stalls because there's one coffee cup in the sink, and he just can't abide the notion of leaving a house with a cup in the sink. That's kind of That's me. I've interrupted myself 10 times in the first 5 minutes of this damn thing. So forgive any discontinuity. But look, listen, folks. Some slopers there have talked about how like they missed this or that because of their jobs. I mean, I honestly feel for you because this has been absolutely a 24/7 engagement. Added to which, through all this, one could not have been. I mean, I suppose you could say if you shorted here and did absolutely nothing, you'd be fine, and that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Which is where, if you look at the options charts, those multi-100% changes come from. But hardly anybody, me included, did that. In recent days, if you were, all bull or all bear, you have gotten turned into hamburger. What I will say emphatically is that at the moment, I'm like nothing but straight up stock, long or short. I've retained the options that I had, modest though they may be, but I'm not paying the kind of volatility bucks that are required for options now. Stocks are vastly more liquid, vastly tighter bid asks typically, and for me, it's just a better way to go right now. But the challenge, as of right now, which is Thursday afternoon, is that we're kind of in the middle. Here at the fib and here at the fib, it makes screaming amounts of sense to get long, and here at the fib and here at the fib, be it at Wednesday's close or Thursday's high, it makes all the sense in the world to get short. When you're sort of here, it's like, well, I guess I'll pray that things work out. For myself, I'm quite short right now. I feel that I completely dodged a bullet by the just dumb luck of the tariffs being suspended during the market day, as opposed to overnight, which would have been horrible. At this point, it's like, all right, what really bad thing could happen for the bears? I mean, I guess a couple of things spring to mind. One, which I don't think is too likely, it'd be like, oh, China has surrendered and they'll do whatever we say. And the other is, and I also doubt this, especially as much as Trump is alienating Powell, Jerome Powell has done the following gift, with QE or interest rates or what have you. Sorry, Duke's playing bells, can't do anything about it. You'll be fine. Yep, this is my life. Absolute chaos. I think maybe I'll end soon, but let me just say that I am Thursday evening. I'm very short. Things are working great so far. This is really comic. I'm sorry. And gold and platinum folks, pay close attention to my bear pen to see what I put there. All right.